Yes, 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 yes. It's the motivator speaking. This is where we will translate our words into action and where success is ours for the taking. You got to believe it. It's the motivator. Yes. Now, this is where we begin to make a difference. I'm feeling good here in London town. But before I begin, I want to give love and respect to Ian King from Galaxy, FAW.net. Hey? He's taken us from night, well, it's almost daytime, but yeah, okay, daytime. Just like Ian King. Long may he continue good works. And praise and love to Galaxy Management at galaxyfwa.net. But of course, this show, it goes out on many platforms. And of course, our success extending our coverage continues unabated. I am feeling energized. I'm feeling alive. I'm feeling strong. I am feeling really strong. Oh, gosh. Anyway, so let's begin, shall we? Let's begin. Now, let's get, first of all, the captions up and remind you where we are transmitting live across the world. Let's get it up. There you are, on screen. And let me take out the other caption. There you go. So, galaxyfwa.net. Galaxyfwa.net, our digital radio platform. Yeah, the origins of the Motivator Show. Also going out on audio only on Mixcloud. And of course, the Motivator Show. But live and direct, both audio and visual via YouTube. Okay. The Motivator Show. Facebook, The Motivator Show. And of course, now, the new platform we are transmitting live via Instagram under The Motivator Show. And there's an underscore between the underscore motivator underscore show. There you are. A new platform we are now transmitting live, extending our coverage. Long may our coverage extend. I am appreciative of the support I continue to receive from our audience. It's a testament that our content is meeting your expectations. So it's now live via Instagram, as well as, of course, on Facebook and YouTube under The Motivator Show. That's the banner, and we appreciate your continued support. I should say, let me take the caption off and you can see me. There you go. I should say that we want to up the number of persons who are subscribed for free via YouTube. Okay? So typically at this point, I would say, give us the thumbs up. Yep. The affirmation. There you are. You see it on screen? The thumbs up. But this time, if you haven't subscribed for free, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Yep, you see it on the screen. Subscribe. Press that button. Press the button. Because we do appreciate the thumbs up. Don't misunderstand. There you go again. Get it up again. There you are. The thumbs up. Okay? But we equally appreciate free to subscribe on YouTube. Get those subscriber numbers up now then. It's now to focus on that number. Let's get it up. We appreciate the thousands of you who give us the thumbs up, who give us the affirmation through the various platforms. But today we want to focus on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed for free, you receive advanced notifications of each show's content. Please subscribe for free on YouTube. Let's get those numbers up. We appreciate your support. And if you haven't done it before, it's simple. You see the subscribe button. Just give us the subscribe. I'll put it on the screen, shall I? Let's put it on the screen. That's the subscribe button. Just do it. In fact, I've got another interesting way of demonstrating how you subscribe on YouTube. There we are. Listen to this one. There we go. There you are. Did you see it? A bit of graphics. My skills are extending beyond all bounds. Many, many, many skills. Never mind. So keep moving forward because today's show will be truly inspirational. But before we get to the truly inspirational part of the show, what I want to do is give an affirmation to our last strong show. That podcast, if you like. Wasn't she fantastic? Yep. Wasn't she fantastic? Our sister Laverne. Our Laverne, spokesperson for the women's opinions on whether or not Jamaica should become a republic. Wasn't she a powerful spokesperson for all our women? And it was quite evident her words resonated with hundreds, thousands of women worldwide who have an opinion on what Jamaica as a Republican state should look like. What are its priorities? And what's most interesting, she didn't go for the technical jargon that often many men like me go for. She didn't talk about the principles of republic. She talked about the fundamentals that underscore a republic. Yep. She was very much family-centered, human-centered, if you like. She said there should be adequate health care for all, free at the point of use. There should be adequate education for all, not at simply tertiary nursery level, but at advanced level, free at the point of receiving, for all, regardless of ability to pay. She understood the basics that clean water, access to water, and energy was a human right and should be integral to any constitution. So regardless of it left or right, up or down, they must honor the constitution. It's legally enforceable by the citizenry. Yeah. She understood the importance of safety and upholding safety for all, regardless of your ability to pay for your own security. That there should be minimal corruption in the country, written into the Constitution, and if you find corruption, the citizenry could use the Constitution to enforce it as law. She understood what it takes to develop wholesome families in safe, wholesome environments, healthy environments. She understood to protect the environment. Wow. That's why I always say, men, we must listen to our women. Listen carefully to what their desires are. Yeah? Listen carefully. Because we will always learn lessons from our women. And implement those fundamental issues that are fundamental to our communities, to our neighborhood, to our societies. Mm-hmm. She understood it. I say to her, love and respect always. Thank you. Thank you. Listen to our women. Yeah, women who care, women with empathy, women with the ability to harness the goodness in our communities, in our societies. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow, it was a powerful testament. Thank you, thank you. Oh, I'm feeling good. I am feeling strong. I am feeling strong now. Oh, yes, I'm feeling strong. So let's go straight into it, right into it, to our lifestyle messages. What makes these messages so powerful, so important to us? because they directly speak to that which is important. And you recall what Laverne said. The first comment was on health, the health of the peoples. Yeah, the health of the peoples. There should be adequate, there should be good health care. Mm-hmm. So let him take you now through this most important of subject, adequate health care. Mm-hmm. But lifestyle messages about how you live your lives. Yeah, the habits you formed. Sometimes we are challenging those habits, particularly where it's detected that those habits are not beneficial to you. Yeah, particularly where they're not beneficial to you. Why do I raise it each strong? I raise it because I've seen far too many members of our community die early. I've seen far too many of our community weighed down with these big lifestyle conditions. So let me begin. And I'm just going to bring up the capture now. Let's bring it up on screen. Let's bring it up on screen, and I'll just remove the background for the moment. Oh, here you are. There you are. There you are. So, and let me begin this way. And I want to say, and I want to lament, because I've this week yet another member, a number of members of the community have passed too early. Yeah. They passed in their late 60s, early 70s, which is, for these days, very young. Very young. Okay? But in both cases, they had one or more of the lifestyle conditions that I will narrate today. So I'm reminded, if I needed a reminder, a further reminder, he says, that these messages are important. And I know that many members of my community are resistant. Sorry, let me just make an adjustment. Many members of our community are resistant. They want to put their heads in the sand. And I get it. I understand the reasons why that happens. I understand. But I ask you, please, do not be afraid. Please, do not be afraid. And together, we can make the difference. Working together, we can make the difference. So let me begin the lifestyle messages. I ask you to consider the amount of sugar and salt that you add to your food, to your cooking. Okay? Sugar is one of those wonderful ingredients, yeah, we add to our food, and sweets we'd like to give to our children so they develop those sweet tooth, just like I did as a child. Now, for many members of our community, the effect of sugar is not felt. Yeah. But for far too many members of our community, the overconsumption of sugar is felt and is experienced in the form of diabetes, which is a condition many contract as a direct result, I say again, a direct result, and this is it, of the overconsumption of sugar. Your body secretes from its pancreas insulin, but even this organ can be overwhelmed by the sheer volume of sugar that we ingest, resulting in the insulin, you becoming numb to it, and therefore is not broken down, and therefore sugar accumulates in dangerous quantities in our bodies. We've got to ask ourselves, do we need to consume quite so much sugar? I no longer purchase sugar from the grocery store. Let's so you can see me here. I no longer purchase sugar from the grocery store for this reason. I no longer add sugar to my foods, therefore, to my teas and my coffees. I very rarely consume those tin drinks, which are usually chock-a-block with sugar or sucrose, glucose, or other description that might be applied. It's basically sugar. And similarly, I ask you to consider the amount of salt that you consume. Salt is one of those supposed flavor enhancers. Yeah? Flavor enhancers. Oh, for heaven's sake. Oh, dear. Yeah? So we add it in the mistaken belief we're enhancing the flavor. But the effects of the overconsumption of sugar, as many of you will recognize, is the hardening of the arteries, okay? And therefore our hearts have to pump that much more intensely, and therefore raising our internal blood pressure, or hypertension is called. And I'm assuring you that you will know someone with either diabetes or hypertension or high blood pressure, which is there's a direct causal link for the overconsumption of sugar and salt. And this is devastating to many, I recognize this. It is devastating. But honestly, it's the overconsumption, not the consumption, the overconsumption. We need to significantly reduce the additional sugar and salt that we add to our cuisine. Because I'm assuring you, you know someone, either within your immediate family, extended family, most certainly in your friends' network, with one of those two conditions. And in our communities, the levels of diabetes and hypertension, high blood pressure, is off the chart at dangerous levels, debilitating levels. So I simply ask you to consider the amount of sugar and salt that you add to your diet. Equally, I ask you to consider the amount of carbohydrate that you consume each day. As you know, carbohydrate in our case is typically from the wheat-based products like pasta, for example, or indeed from root vegetables such as the potatoes, and the yams. And yes, I can hear you. Yes, the yams. Yes, the yams. Yes, the yams. I know if you're from the Caribbean or from Africa, if you're in the Americas or here in Europe, where it's readily accessible. It's the overconsumption which is the challenge. You see these plates with these big chunks of yam. Yeah. It's the overconsumption. Could our bodies, what it's doing, convert it into energy? It stores the energy. Yeah, that's what it does. And we've got to consider we eat far too much. That's the problem. We eat too much. We're told by the expert it should be no more than a fistful of food per sitting. And be assured, I'm gradually arriving at a fistful of food per sitting. It is a challenge. I get it. I understand the challenges because you've had a lifetime of habits and it's difficult to break the habits. But I nevertheless ask you to consider the amount of carbohydrates that you consume each day. Just think it through. Do you need to eat quite so much? The first day I halved the amount of carbohydrate in my plate was devastating. But equally as devastating, and what's on the screen now, it's the amount of fat that we consume. Yes, we eat fat in far too larger quantities. So here I've got raw meat before you. The white streaks, believe it or not, is fat. Yes, it's fat. That's what it is. When you grill it and you see all the clear liquid coming out, that's fat. Of course, and water, but fat. What do we do with fat? Our bodies believe that we're consuming this much fat, so it stores it. So you see members of our communities with bloated shoulders, bloated chest, bloated abdomens, bloated thighs, and bloated buttocks or bottoms in polite company. Yes, it's fat. And our bodies store it in the mistaken belief you're eating this much fat. You want to store the fat for a rainy day when you don't have access to this much calories. But unlike 100 years ago, the overwhelming majority of people, particularly here in Western countries, have ready access to calories. Ready access to calories. So yes, these bodies that you see are a direct result of our lifestyle. And it is avoidable. It is avoidable. And I know for many, it is a challenge because you've formed habits. And once you've formed a habit, it gives you a sense of security, and therefore to change it is challenging. Because a direct causal link between the overconsumption of sugar, salt, carbohydrates, and fat is that it accumulates both on the outside of our organs, where it's visually visible, as I've mentioned, the shoulders, the chest, the abdomen, the thighs, and the buttocks, the bottoms, as well as inside the veins, the arteries. And here on the screen, you can see the accumulation of carbohydrates and fat in our arteries. And what it does, it restricts our blood flow. You see the direct causal link? It restricts the blood flow. And in doing so, our pressure is raised. There you are. You see it? Many of you will know that when you restrict your blood flow, you're restricting nutrients and oxygenation of your various extremities, your arms, your legs, your organs. Because your heart is having to pump harder just to get the blood flow throughout your bodies. You see it on screen. To see it on screen, you see it for what really is happening inside you. I ask you not to ignore this message. I ask you not to ignore this message. Far too many members of our community are dying from heart attacks. Yes, that's another one of those conditions to which we are overrepresented. And of course, the other ingredient, which is very much in our food, and that's starch. Starch in the form from the rice, which we eat in over an excessive amount, or from these so-called cakes and pretty foods. But let me address the rice. But it's one of those fundamental, stable parts of our diet. If you're from the Caribbean, and particularly if you're from Jamaica, yes, I can hear the Jamaicans. Oh my God, they're so noisy, such noisy people could have a Jamaican. Yes, we're noisy, very noisy. And now they're already complaining you can't complain about rice and peas. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. It's the overconsumption of rice and peas. But similarly, particularly if you're from West Africa, I know, I understand, I can hear your voices now, I can hear you. Jollof rice to excess every day. Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh my gosh. Excessive consumption, overconsumption of rice. This is the effect. You've seen the effect. You see these pretty cakes? Yeah, full of starch. Our bodies believe you're eating in excess in anticipation of a rainy day when you will starve, where you will not have access to food. So it accumulates in an attempt to respond to your overconsumption. Because why else would you do it, huh? That's what our bodies are saying. It's simple. It's a simple thinking. Why else would you do it? Overconsume to this extent that we become bloated. Yes, here are examples of those bodies, those bloated bodies which are prevalent in our communities. You see the bulging shoulders. You see the bulging chest. This is a man. Look at that man's chest. Look at the woman's chest. The excessive amount of fat. You can see the abdomen. These are real people. This is not an illusion. These are real people. Yes, this is what's happening. Yeah, you see the bottoms. Yeah, that is the effect. The overconsumption of sugar, salt, carbohydrate, fat, and starch. Direct causal link. This is what happens. The overconsumption. I ask you to consider changing your habit. I understand the challenges that will present, but look at that. You really don't want to end up like this. And if you have a body of this shape, we should not shame them. We've got to hug such people, love them. Because of course, all the experts will tell us we've got to eat far more fruits and vegetables, particularly green vegetables, more fruit, of course. You can see on the screen the beetroot, the tomatoes. You can see the celery. Yep, you can see the fruits, the melons and the cherries. Yep, you see the lemons. Yep, you can see the kai. You can see the noriega. Yep, you see the grapes. Yep, you see the avocados. It is a beautiful screen. This is what our food should look like on our plates. Yeah, this is raw food. Most of us can eat raw. Yeah, this is live food. This is what our bodies crave. With this, our bodies can regenerate itself. With this, we can have good quality blood flowing through our arteries, flowing through our veins. This is what our bodies crave. Yeah, it's common sense when you see it on the screen. This is what our bodies crave, not the processed food. You see the oranges, you can see the corn, yeah, some beautiful tomatoes. Oh my gosh, see the nuts, yeah, hazelnuts. You see the wonderful fruits and vegetables for you. See the potatoes. You see the wonderful pears there. Beautiful food, beautiful food. See the bananas. You see the oranges. This is what our bodies crave. But equally, of course, many of you be aware that we are 70% water, and therefore it's important to drink appropriate amount of water each day. I'm told by the expert between 2 to 3 litres of water per day. So that's vary depending upon your height and your mass. It does vary. But nevertheless, adequate water is critical. Water is life. Do you remember what Laverne said last week? Water is life. Wonderful, powerful woman is Laverne. Thank you so, Laverne. Beautiful, beautiful. You understand, it's so important to drink appropriate amount of water. And of course, if you eat natural foods, the water is already in the food. So you won't need to take additional water, as has been demonstrated on the screen. We are 70% water. I say again, we are 70% water. And for that reason, we've got to cherish our health. And you now see the important aspect of who we are as human beings. Not only should you eat well, drink the appropriate amount of water, ensure we have the appropriate amount of water, but you must exercise. Exercise is critical. If you're eating well, drinking the appropriate amount of water, but not exercising, you may as well stop. Exercise is a vital part of who we are as human beings. You can see the wonderful lady using the weights. Where's my weight somewhere? Using the weights, yep. Nice weights. I do 200-300 weights per day, stretching all of my muscles. Then I run, Then I do my press-ups. You see the young man there doing the press-ups. This is what I do each day. Run, use my weights. This is what I do. Run up those stairs. You see the lady here running up those stairs, up and down the stairs. Sweating. Through your sweat, you are detoxifying yourself. All the poisons are coming out. If you've got excess of anything, it comes through your pores. Your skin is your largest organ. It is a protective organ. So exercise is a critical part of your health and well-being stratagems. It is, I commend exercise to you. And if you haven't done the exercise, find members of your family, your friends, your network, your associates who might share this outlook. But in addition to all I've described, it's so important that you take care of your mental and spiritual health. Okay? If in doubt regards your mental health, I urge you to speak to whoever you most trust, your friends, your family members, whoever you most trust, about how you're feeling. And I'm more than assured that person, they love you, care for you, have empathy for you, will help you to find the right professional support. But equally, our spiritual health, being of African heritage, we are absolutely a spiritual people. I urge you to seek out the help you need. Speak to your spiritual advisors. Speak to whoever is able to advise how to maintain your spiritual health. I always, in addition, recommend meditation. I do meditation regularly. Allow myself to settle completely. Push away all the cares and worries of the world and focus on my inner being, so I can be a better person, a more powerful person each day. I commend taking care of your mental and spiritual health. It's an integral part of who we are as human beings. Okay? It's an integral part of who we are as human beings. I commend these messages to you. If in doubt, seek out advice. Remember, translate our words into action, because success is ours for the taking. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And of course, if in doubt, I say to each one of you, if in doubt, what I recommend is that you find buddies, you find people of like minds, you find people who are encouraging, inspirational to work with, to maintain a general good health and well-being. And sometimes you've got to seek out those people. When you find them, bond with them, share with them your concerns, because your concerns will be their concerns. And in doing so, you'll find people of like minds. And as you know, we found people of like minds, people who've responded to these messages and have come together, pulled their resources, pulled their energies, so they can stay in good shape, and maintain health and fitness. That's what they're doing. So I want to commend you an example here in London. A group of African people from across the continent and the Caribbean and the Americas have come together in common aim and common purpose. And they've come together to exercise together, pulled their resources, hired facilities, and have got a professional to help them to exercise 2-3 times a week. I commend to you an exemplar, the countdown.
Famous. Hello, 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 hello. Awe. 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 You get one life only, me separate one life only. Why wouldn't you use a glad and enjoy the time? All I know will finish, time me know it's nobody. Now why I try for always get some nice every day and night. Before we will make yourself, not nobody. You wanna get to the top without you better than you young. And it was you that left all the money. So before it is a fall, and you to come you let it buy. If you see finance when you call it Bila. You make a woman way you let it piano. Yana, and if you let the man a for keeper. What them know? The food way you feel for it's a for eat that fine the power you let na for buy and fire. And if you really love him, you better love him, but if you love him more now, you not forever. One time more, cause nobody know what you do my own. So every day I feel like your own. I fast in enjoyment stay low. I fall on for care for yourself. Nobody love you past yourself. All man they fed for himself. Now where are they allow with you? The one they planted to be sour. Me joy away, me smile away. Oh no, make the boy take you peace away. Me joy away, me smile away. Oh no, every day, I see the hustle they could be. They like a book on a small luggage. And for the loose body one ten. No to money, no to duty. No money make butter man and butter. As long as you get waiting you they eat. And for the loose body one ten. This one where we all feel we safe. Now nobody own. You want to eat what you want, we go down your belly. Now you the balance where you go die left now all the money on. So why for the pity you say for? Now the motor car where you let it buy 'em. If you see finance where you call it dealer more. You meet top woman where you let it yana. And if you let the man na for keeper. One time more, the food where you feel for it's na for eatin'. That fine the power you let na for buy 'em. And tired more. And if you really love him, you back love him. But if you love him more now, you not for left him. One time more, cause nobody know what you do my own. So every day I feel like your own. I fast in enjoyment and stay home. Now for land for care for yourself. Nobody love you past yourself. All man they fed for himself. Now why I know they allowed with you, the one they party me peace away. Me joy away, me smile away. Oh no, make the body take you peace away. Me joy away, me smile away. Oh no.
Oh yeah. You know, just listen, just observing them. You feel empowered just watching them come together, common aim, common purpose. They understand. It's not enough to sit there passively and receiving these messages. The whole purpose of these shows, of course, is to translate words into action, because success is ours for the take. And that success will take many forms, many characters, but it's ultimately your decision. But if you're unsure, hold hands with someone who is sure, who can help you to overcome your barriers. But taking care of yourself is a critical part of who you are as a human being. And the African communities, I use the term plural, because we have many ethnicities, many cultures, who share the same identity, It is necessary for us to hear these messages, because far too many members of our community, unfortunately, have succumbed to these lifestyle conditions, avoidable conditions. So be strong, my people. Be strong. And if in doubt, seek out help and support from others in your community. And let me, before I go to the inspired part of this podcast, and we'll be there shortly. I did want to give a further shout out. First of all, those of you on the chat, if you are on YouTube or Facebook, the chat facility is working. It is working. Okay, we've got over the technical problem. So I welcome those messages, and I see you, Jackie, and I hear you. I'm going to put up the caption, how you can contact the Countdown organization. Okay, they're based here in South London, and they are a remarkable group of African peoples. Okay, I commend them to you. An example, an exemplar. What happened with African peoples, whether from the Caribbean or from the continent, would be Nigerian or Jamaican, would be Sierra Leone or indeed Trinidadian, would you be African American or Brazilian? Yes, coming together in common aim, common purpose if possible. Don't let anyone fool you. You could be Fulani or indeed Yoruba in Nigeria. Yeah, you could speak T. Yep. Ashanti from Ghana, yeah, or you could just be an ordinary common Garden Jamaican, and you come together in common aim and common purpose. Why do I laugh at that? Because so often others tell you you can't work together in common aim and common purpose. Complete nonsense, as you well know. So let me put up the caption for the Countdown organization. Those of you who wish to make contact with them, let's get the right caption. There we go. I want to give them a big shout out. And if you're listening, those of you from Countdown organization, a big thumbs up from me. A big thumbs up from me. There you go. Let's put them on the screen. Now then, they've recently moved, I understand, to a new venue, but the email address and mobile number is correct. So, of course, if you wish to make contact with the Countdown organization, the email address is countdown0405 at gmail.com. I say again, countdown0405 at gmail.com. And the mobile number to call, it's 07960803588. If you're in the UK, that fine is 07. If you're outside, you remove the 0, it's +44. So those of you who wish to make contact with the Countdown organization, they're their contact details. They are, I was about to say, a remarkable group of Africans, but actually, this is ordinary people exercising common sense. Because ultimately, we have to work together because reparations begins with self. Okay? That's the empowerment process. Reparations begins with self. And I said earlier on, today's podcast, today's show, will be a further example of reparations, enlightened African behavior. Yeah? Not for profit, but for communal gain. Okay? Not for profit, but for communal gain. What do I mean by that? In other words, we all share in the wealth that is the African wealth. And that wealth isn't physical. It is us coming together in common aim and common purpose. And understanding together we can make the difference. And I've said many a times, if you want to go fast, you go alone. That's fine. You do it by yourself. But if you want to go far, we do it together. Yeah? We do it together. So, this week's podcast, this week's show, will focus on that wonderful organization. An organization that was featured, 6-7 weeks ago. Okay, and those of you who see in the media will understand what I'm about to say and why I am so pleased that this organization has agreed to come back again to tell us of their next steps. Okay, tell us about their intentions for the future. Tell us what they seek to achieve over the next 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, year, 10 years, 20 years, yeah? You know when you say aim and objective, yeah? The aim is our short term. The objectives are long term. That's the distinction in those words, yeah? So the short term aim is what we can discuss today, but I know the inspired Jose Santiago will give us the long-term objectives as well and set it out clear and unambiguously before us. So let me start with the Ubuntu, generational wealth. Let's bring him. Let's see if I can get him into the studio without any technical difficulties. You never know. Let's see if this works. Let's see. Oh, he's smiling. Good morning, Jose. How are you? How are you?
I'm very well, my brother. Obviously, I have to be awake because with this exercise and the eating, the food and the water, all around, which really encompass what you just said, which is our wealth.
Yes.
I can't be, anything more than just happy and pleased, and of course, I have to smile. Uh, Good morning to you, my brother, and to everybody who is listening. And it is really an honor to
Yes.
come back and have a chat with you.
It is our honor to host you today. It is our honor.
You
No,
know, the honor is all
the
ours.
work with the team is powerful. It will and will continue to make a difference. Hands on heart. That's why you're here. Yeah, you're an obvious example of why these shows are important. Yeah, these are African empowerment shows. I say again, African empowerment shows. We are Africans wherever we might be born. Yeah, we may well have been outside the continent for generations, but our roots remain firm. It is, if I may say so respectfully,
Yeah.
self-evident. Okay, I say to those who are in doubt, it is self-evident. Look at me. My family's been out of the continent for generations. Only in this generation are we now marrying into families across the continent.
You're going back, huh?
Eh,
The full circle.
But Jose, for the benefit of those, and there may be a few, who didn't watch the last podcast where you appeared, the last show that you appeared, okay,
Yeah.
can I ask you, please, just to begin by just describing your something of your life's journey? What has been the most moving personal experience that has created the Jose Santiago that is here before us today? Give us just a flavour of who you are as a person. Then we go fully into our the focus of our show. Just tell us.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for that. Obviously, I am the, if you like, the son of the product of the continent, and most of our 400 million outside the continent. We are here not because we plan to be here. We are here due to circumstances. So, born around, and I was working for banks for many years, and in this process, I start asking myself why everywhere I go, the our people are at the bottom of the pyramid, asking question, no answer, asking question, no answer. And then we found that at the end of the day, the reason why we are at the bottom of the pyramid, we are not respected, we are not valued, etc., is to do with our social economic condition. This is basically what it is. So in this process, of the thing, we put a group of us together. Again, going back to what you just mentioned,
Mhm,
and funny enough, from different parts of the world.
mhm,
Some of us are from Portugal, some of us from Sao Tome, some of us from the Caribbean, Jamaica particularly, some of us from other parts, and we put this group together to really work and first of all show that we can work together, and second, bringing solution to the table. So this is Joe Santiago that you have here, which
mhm,
wake up every morning, and I'm really, really uh, encouraged by my sisters and brothers
mhm,
who put hours and hours and hours and hours, like you, to be honest, to see if we can really lift up our people. So That's it. I mean, oh, by the way, the contribution that I make is very small. Trust me, it's very, very small.
Oh,
Very small.
well, well, as usual, understated, if I may say so, just understated. But that's an interesting segue into the reason why you're here today. Okay. Um, and what I want to do before we get into that fully, I just want to say a little bit more about the Ubuntu generational wealth. Okay, because that's, as it were, the objective, yeah, the long term. So tell you a little bit about that, and we can then focus on the event scheduled for Kingston, Jamaica. Yeah.
Yeah. Umoja, as the name says, Umoja means unity. Okay, and then generational wealth, because unfortunately, most of our wealth, if we've got any, does not pass from one generation to another. So this is the purpose, and our journey, our purpose, is to take us, people from the hand, from Umoja, all the way to Unmoto. Unmoto means prosperity,
Mhm.
because this is one of the things which is really hurting us the most, that we pay our tax, we work, and so, and unfortunately when we pass, that hard work does not pass on to our children, grandchildren, great great grandchildren. Obviously, there are many reasons for that. There is a tax trap. There is many other things. So Umoja really exists to using training, mentoring, coaching, and other strategies to help us to really being able to survive, not just survive, but making sure that a next generation is better off than we've been,
Mhm.
and the thing continues. So we've got many programs that we put together with the view of helping again, with the name, the background, Umoja, which is unity,
Mhm.
and that unity is the key for our empowerment, is the key for our development. So this is what Umoja is about.
Mhm.
As we said many, many, many times, Umoja is not about making money. This is not why Umoja exists. Umoja is about empowerment, is about transformation, is about really taking us from ground up and putting us where we belong. So this is what the organization is about. And we are in various countries in the world. We speak the various Muzungus language and local language as well. But this is what it is. And I hope I gave a bit more of where we are.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
This is fine. And thank you for that. And what I will do, I'll put in the chat for those of you who didn't see the original interview with Jose a few weeks ago. I'll put in the chat a link to that previous podcast just for the benefit, so you can see the
Yeah.
continuity. Because today I want to focus on. If I, in fact, I might have put up on the screen. Let's see if I can put up on the screen without any has. Get that. Let's stop that. There you are. So tell us about this summit, the Ubuntu Awakening Summit. It's scheduled for the 5th to the 10th of February in Kingston, Jamaica.
Yeah.
Tell us about this summit. Why is this summit being organized?
Well, um, again, we went out to the community, um, to find again solutions for our challenges. And unfortunately, what we discover was there are many, 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 many of us doing a lot of small little things, but we are not together. And we talk about the summit. We talk about all of those things. And on top of that, we realize that many of our brothers and sisters wanted to go back home. They wanted to really connect with the origin. But because of lack of preparation, Most of them just pack up the bag. Yes, I've got 100,000 pounds in the bank. My children grew up, already they are at university, got life, and then they just board the plane and go.
Hmm.
And then we realize that many of them are coming back to the same countries
Yes.
that they didn't want to stay in the first place, that
Yes.
they left. But when they come back worse off. They don't come out about back better off. So why this is happening is because there has not been a preparation, there has not been a cultural integration, there has not been a spiritual awakening. So what it took us about 17 months to put together this summit is because, first of all, let's be honest, if I was born in the UK, it doesn't matter if my parents are Jamaican, it doesn't matter if my parents are Nigerian, it doesn't matter if my parents are Zimbabwean. What I've consumed all my life with the media, with the propaganda, with religion, with the school, and whatever is everything but Jamaican, everything but Nigerian. Yeah. So there is that lack of a thing. When I go back to Jamaica, for example, I am a foreigner. I may not accept it, but in fact, I am a foreigner. When I go to Nigeria, it's the same situation. So, Ubuntu Awakening Summit is a journey that we are challenging all brothers and sisters, but particularly the diaspora, to go back home. But before you do that, you need to do your homework, which is getting ready. So, the first step is awakening your spiritual awakening. Now, why do you need to do that? It's because you need to assess yourself. Are you really um, skillful? Are you educated in the culture, in the way of life, in the way of doing business, in the way of thinking, in the way of doing things in the country that you want to go? Because the fact that your parents are from there or your grandparents are from there is not a reason enough for you to say that you're going to go there and you're going to be successful.
Yes.
It's not. So therefore, we put that summit together. We believe is a summit that there has never been something equal before. We're going to bring many activities that we will discuss in this show today, to show our brothers and sisters that there are many things that we think we know, but unfortunately we don't. So therefore, let's go to Jamaica, um, to be together, and from that we started the journey.
Yes.
But I wanted to remind all of us as well that the going to a summit is not the end of it. It's the start of a journey,
Yes.
because we need to prepare ourselves mentally, spiritually, emotionally. And it was nice for you to have shown one graphic, mind, body, and spirit, oneness, which is the base of Ubuntu, for example, that you showed before I came on, is something that is not aligned. It's not aligned. It's been disturbed for us who are in the diaspora, particularly. Is well in the continent as well, but and in the Caribbean. But as in here, it's even worse. It's even worse. So this has been disturbed, and we need to make sure that we align ourselves before we board the plane to go to wherever we want to go. So let's awake spiritually first, get ready for the journey, and then if we decide to do the physical, that's fine. But the spiritual is the first one that we need to really get ready for for our journey of connection or reconnection or link to where we come from. The second other thing that I just want to mention here is that, brothers and sisters, let's not delude ourselves. We are living, and most of us born in a foreign land.
Yes.
This land is not our land. You have a land. You have a place where you are welcome, that the land is there ready for you, not 10 square meter or 10 square yard that we've got in here in the UK and in the West. You've got a land. real land where you from. So I'm encouraging all of us to start the journey, think about it, prepare yourself, do the research, learn about the culture, about the way of life, and then start the journey. So we are very excited about that, brother. Very. By the way, we will be sharing so many things about this summit that is going to be unbelievable. Thanks a lot for the opportunity once again, bro.
All righty. Thank you. Thank you. That's very useful opening description of the summit's intention. Okay. So I placed on screen, of course, the key elements and key outputs that you're seeking. And you might just want to take us through these elements, which you'll be familiar with, of course. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, I can start with the green to cherish the greenness and lushness of our land, awakening knowledge and education being one of those long term objectives, but clearly one of our short term aims as well. Ancestral lineage, the connection and naming ceremony. Okay,
Yeah.
just give us some flavour of these elements and what they mean forward. If you are someone who's now considering going and being a part of the summit, okay,
Yeah.
just give us the sort of key elements. I've got 5 elements here. Just talk to those 5 elements which you shared previously with me: the awakening of knowledge and education, ancestral lineage, connection and naming ceremony, the heritage, discovery and chieftaincy, safety, security, people and investment, and of course, profitable investments. Let's
Yeah.
give us some idea.
Okay. Thanks a lot for for the question, brother. And I wanted to just to disclose that this journey here,
Mhm.
anybody can do it.
Yes.
You can do it on your own. You are not forced, if you like, to come to the summit
Mhm.
to do that. You can do it on your own. However, we strongly believe that the work that we've done, the background work, the connections, the network that we build, it makes this journey to you easier. And again, it marries with the unity that we are talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So, the summit, the first thing we want to happen, it will happen in the with the summit, is a spiritual awakening.
Mm-hmm.
Again, because most of us are not aware that we need a bit more than just flying to the Caribbean or flying to Africa and then being part of where we belong. Because we are children who's been there, and as you mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
many generations
Yes.
out.
Yes.
So we are, to certain extent, we lost something. We gained some other things, no question about that. But there are some other things that we have lost. So the spiritual awakening is extremely important each one for each one of us. And how do we become awake? Is through the education and through knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And for that, the summit has put together many things. For example, we will be playing bombolone. Bombolone is a communication system, very sophisticated communication system that our ancestors used, and some still use in the continent. That according to the beat, we would know if somebody was born, somebody died. We would know if it's a funeral. We would know if it's a wedding. We would know if the beast attacking the village. We would know it's time to harvest. We would know about the rite of passage. So it was not a simple drum. It was really a communication system which still exists today, but many of us are not aware. So we need to get that knowledge to know a bit about ourselves. For example, we keep talking about the first university was created in Africa because some of us know about that. But do we know how it started?
Mm-hmm.
Many of us don't.
Yes.
So in the summit, we will show you how the first university started. And by the way, the first university was created in Africa and it still exists today.
Yes.
What about yoga?
Mm-hmm.
Many of us do yoga. Fantastic. Do we know that yoga started in Africa?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not. If we did, fantastic. If we did not, come to the summit and we will show you. So it's just 2 or 3 activities to
Mm-hmm.
show that we need to awake, to get the knowledge, to get the education about ourselves, how good we are. because we have to stop that conversation that our life as a African descendant started with slavery or enslavement of our people. This is a lie.
Indeed.
This is a lie. So we were way before the enslavement,
Long.
tens of a long time ago.
Mhm.
So, but why every story or every history or everything that we talk about us dies with slavery? It can't be. So we wanted to take you on a journey, back, very back to where you belong. So this is one part of the summit. Another is, for example, in that same summit, we want to, we put together again a network whereby you can have your ancestral lineage connection. Okay, we've got the tools there for you if you wanted to find out where you're from, and from that connect to that if you just so decide.
Hold on.
If you are not sure,
Sorry, Joseph. Just being clear. Are you saying that at the summit
yeah,
you've got the tools to
yes.
determine your ancestral origin through what method?
For example, it's a DNA testing.
Oh wow.
Okay,
Oh
so it is
okay.
going to be there for you if you so decide.
Oh wow.
You don't have to take it,
Uh-huh.
but if you do, then it will show you where you're from.
Oh my God.
Which tribe do you belong? Remember, in Africa,
Yes.
or tribe is the key.
Yes.
Of course, we been brainwashed to see tribe as being something very negative,
Uh-huh.
tribalism and whatever. But no, no, tribe is something very powerful. It
Yes.
it show your lineage, it show your culture, it show your DNA, it shows who you are,
Wow.
and we will have it there for you if you so decide. But on top of that, if you decide to take your journey a bit further, okay, we will connect you also with the chiefs. We will connect you with the kings of the village,
Oh
or of the tribe, or whatever way you want to call it. And then if you wanted to take that journey a bit further, then you can apply for citizenship. And then once you apply for citizenship, you can have the naming ceremony, for example, which would, because another thing that we forget, I've got a Muzungu's name, for people who know me,
mhm,
they know how I do not enjoy that name anymore,
mhm.
because my tribe, my culture got a name which got a meaning.
Yes.
And I've got a name which is connected to a religion, but does not have meaning to who I am.
Right.
So that again, we are on a journey. You
Yes.
can literally do that. The other thing that we put together again is that we will show you, because we keep hearing this country is safe, this country is unsafe, this country is no. We will show you, official report, if you like.
Forgive me. Can
About,
I just interrupt there?
go ahead, go
Look
ahead.
to this DNA testing, and you said you have present at the summit
Yeah.
leaders, royalty, chieftains who are
Yes.
ready to accept us into the family again.
Yes.
Wow. I think that's such a powerful occasion. Oh my dear.
Yeah.
So the leaders, the traditional leaders will be present at the summit.
Yes.
It's through your DNA testing you're able to uh, evidence direct lineage connection.
Yeah. And more importantly, because we keep hearing this, and I forgot just to mention, is that we know if you want to, for example, acquire, I don't know, citizenship in, just give an example, nothing, I don't want to single out any particular country, but I just want to give an example for us to understand where we are. I wanted to, citizenship of Zambia, for example.
Mhm.
I have to invest there,
Mhm.
or I have to live there, or I
Yes.
have to do something of goodwill there, or I have to marry somebody from there,
Uh-huh.
or what, or I was born there, or my parents were there. This is the normal route. This is the route created by the Muzungus,
Indeed.
by the West.
Indeed.
Now, what we are talking about in here is that you can acquire your citizenship through your DNA. You
Oh,
don't need to live there. You don't need to invest there. Your parents not need to have born there. You don't need to marry anybody from there. You do not need. All you need is to have in your blood, in your DNA, the connection to the
oh
tribe. That is your passport to acquire citizenship. You can't have it easier. You
God.
can't.
I can hear, family members now shouting, "Wow! Can you imagine? Can you imagine such an occasion, such an experience to prove through your DNA your connection with the motherland, with the continent, and to have the leaders present, able to hold and welcome you back into the family?" Whew, I'm not sure I'll be able to cope with that, to be honest with you.
So brother, because at the end of the day, we do at Umoja, we made it as a mandate
Mhm,
not to repeat the models created
mhm,
by the Muzungus,
mhm.
propagating their message and their method. We refuse to do that because we as people, we are good enough,
Yes,
we are intelligent enough,
yes,
we are brave enough.
yes,
All we need maybe is a bit of motivation, of being innovative. And at Umoja, we made it as a principle that we must innovate. We must do. This is the reason why everything we do in Umoja is under Ubuntu principle, because we are tired of being confused by the soul people who create their own system. Okay, so this is what it's a summit. We strongly believe that nobody so far
mhm.
has sat down to put a summit of of this difference. Let's put it that way. Okay, so we're going to have meetings of
Sorry to interrupt you. But just to interrupt you, I'm really sorry. Just to interrupt.
it's okay. It's okay, brother.
Receiving messages, although they can also go on to the messenger service on YouTube and Facebook, which is I can see live. But I've got a few personal references here, and I have a friend of mine who I've not spoken to for some time. So I'm honoured that he's actually watching this. This is Gregory, um, and he's crying. He's
Sorry.
crying. The very idea that he could, through his DNA, find kinship with his people on the continent, and they may well be present at the summit. He's definitely coming. So he needs the detail. We'll get to it in a moment, Gregory. Don't worry, Gregory. We'll get to it. He's crying. Let me tell you, and this is one. Oh my gosh, you have no idea what you've just described to us because it's always seemed very strange to me for the reasons that you've just illuminated. That why should you have to go through all the formal rigmarole when in fact you could prove it through your direct lineage, through your DNA?
Yeah.
Powerful. And before you go on to security, I did want to get this issue of naming. So, are you saying that at the summit, and if you so choose, and with the traditional leaders, that you could also go through a naming ceremony as well?
Yes, you can go through, not at the summit, because naming ceremony is not just important event. It is a big event.
Indeed.
So what would happen is that if you take your DNA test and it's proven that you are from this and whatever, we will organize for you,
Mm,
because the naming ceremony is done in the village, in the tribe itself. So if you are, for example, from Hausa or whatever it is, you have to go to the origin. So the naming ceremony would not happen in Jamaica, okay, at the summit, because we don't even actually have enough time for. But we would make all the arrangement, if you like, with the chiefs and so therefore you can go in your own time to, or with us if you like, to
wow.
go to the for the naming, because naming ceremony is something extremely important in our culture.
Yes.
Of course, somebody did the best they could to destroy it, but naming ceremony is something extremely, because just to give is just an idea, by name alone, somebody who knows would know who your parents are, where they come from. They would know just by your name.
But yeah.
Is unbelievable. I mean, even history or things which happen in your family, through the name you would. you would know. So your name, in fact, carries your DNA in our culture, which is not something in here, unfortunately, which is connected to the religion for the most part. So there is a link there. As we mentioned, there is a meeting of equals. So we're going to put chiefs together in the summit. That one is going to happen. Chief together for them to do, and you can connect there and then take this. Remember, this journey here is not a journey of 5 days.
No.
It's not. This is a journey of a lifetime. You need to take time. You need to really start the journey step by step until you reach there. So
Wow.
I want to be transparent and clear to our brothers and sisters that this is can be a continuation of a journey for you if you have started it already, or it can be a start of a journey if
Yes.
you haven't started the journey.
Yes.
So
Yes.
there you go. Now,
Wonderful.
um, once you have that pathway, as I said, we will also show you safety and security, because we are misguided for the most part with regard to reports coming out about security. What happens is pickpocketing, for example, in Oxford Street is something minor. Pickpocket in Lagos is a big issue.
Hmm.
So I tend to myself and say, hold on, is it pickpocketing or is not? Because if it is pickpocketing, is a big issue one place, it should be big issue in another place. So I just wanted to share with brothers and sisters that things related to us, particularly things that those people decide that is negative, they magnify it, and obviously cause us. So, but we will show you the report. So therefore, for you to make up your mind again, we suggest that you should take a journey of at least around 2 years
Hmm.
before you, if you decide to do the physical journey, at least 2 years. Get ready, go to the place, speak, get to various ceremonies before you do. So the safety and security is something that we are very passionate about as well. So therefore, we're going to make sure, because we don't want. I don't like the idea of seeing brother coming back.
Hmm.
If you decided to go,
Hmm.
then you go.
Right.
If you decide to stay, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
This is the reason why the spiritual journey is very important. You can live anywhere.
Yeah.
But but if you decide after that to do the physical journey, no, I cannot accept the idea of you coming back to the place that you said that you didn't want to stay. So after all of this,
Hmm.
if you decide that you want to invest, again, we've got a framework there, not for you to go and talk to the politicians, but for you to go right to the crack of the thing and invest if you wanted to, if you want to make money.
Right.
And we've got also a list of profitable and preferred businesses or preferred sectors, and then we can share a couple of them with you,
Yes.
which is, for example, farming and food security.
Hmm.
So, but in farming, you've got many sector, many things. You've got piggery, you've got the chicken, you've got shea butter, you've got cassava, you've got loads of things. But what we will show you is in that particular country, which one is being promoted, which one is profitable, and then you decide.
Right.
You're not restricted to.
In other words, you give advice as to where to invest, so
Yeah.
you have a stake. Not only are you connected, but you have a stake in that
Yes.
country. Yes.
Absolutely.
You have to be.
And I wanted to remind all of our brothers and sisters, while we are here, we are proud of who we are around here. I wanted to remind brothers and sisters that that business of one passport is moving.
Oh.
One African passport. That business is moving.
Oh.
I want to remind you,
Hmm.
if you miss the boat, the
Hmm.
same people who are locking the door for people to come here are the one who's going to play the game in the back end, closing the door for you, who are the son and daughter of the continent.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't know if I was clear enough,
You were
but
there.
please remember the African Free Continental Trade Area. Who does it belong to today? If
Yes.
you don't go and take your seat, then it can be too late. The same thing as one passport.
Okay.
So let's take action, brothers and sisters. And as I said, you don't need to do the journey with us. We would love to have you, no question about that, because we strongly believe in unity. But if you want to decide to do your journey on your own, fine, do it. But do the journey,
Thank
because I think it's very important.
Can I just take you on now? And I've got the um, at least an outline program throughout the days. You might just want to summarize what would happen on the first day, for example. Yeah? Just give
Yeah,
us just a flavour on each of the days, not no detail, just a flavour of what would happen on each day, just for those of us who will be present and experience it live. What can we expect? Just give people a flavour, because I know that this will be a genuine, true investment. This is the type of investment in yourselves that's exciting. Okay,
yeah,
I want to encourage those of you who are now considering this to be excited at the prospect, what you're going to learn, what you will experience, the benefits you will derive.
yeah.
Just, just give us a flavour of each of these days.
Well, okay. So on the first day, which is the fifth,
Hmm.
we will obviously have the opening ceremonies with the keynote speech and so. But we will also be putting activities, because we just don't want to do the summit usual, which is we pick up the notebook, pen and paper, sit down,
Hmm.
and thousands of people talk because they're the expert of X, Y, Z. No, we want a summit of feeling and experience. Okay, so there will be a bit of talk, of course, but out of that we will be guiding people to go, for example, to ancestral village.
Hmm.
Okay, many of us might have seen one,
Yes.
many might not. We take you there. For example, we will take you to circle of fire.
Hmm.
Some may have seen one, some may not. The And then all of these things are going to do, and then we're going to talk about, for example, the crypto, which is the currency of alternative financing.
Hmm.
So we do that, and then all of this process is going to be a bit of talk,
Yes.
experience, talk, experience, talk, experience, talk, experience. On Tuesday, we're going to continue to talk. For example, we will be talking about a fantastic game, it's called Ubuntu. It's very exciting, really, to for you to go and learn how Ubuntu will change your life. That one we can guarantee you, it will change your life. So we will do that, and we continue the same, with the activity, as you can see in the program, all the way to the end. On Wednesday, which is the 7th, we will continue again with the activities. On the 8th, we've got the business symposium, where we're going to put businessmen and women from the Caribbean and from Africa to do trade directly.
Ah,
Why we want to do that?
yes.
Because, brothers and sisters, today, if you are in Africa, you want to do business with the Caribbean, you have to have a midwife called Europe and United States. We don't need that.
No.
We don't need that. So we will be putting, dozens of businessmen and women in the room trading directly.
Hmm.
There's no need for us to come via Europe. And funny enough, coming via Europe and US costs us more money than what we think. So this is Thursday. Saturday again, we will be visiting, for example, a historical place. For example, one of the places that we're going to be visiting is where the first, what do you call it, uprising against the colonizer happened in Jamaica, right? And we will be visiting that in Scotland. We will be going to the Maroons as well, and the thing. So there is indoor, outdoor. There is, if you like, a bit of a physical, a lot of spiritual, a lot of emotional in there. And we want you to have a feeling and experience summit. And we promise you that we will also guarantee you Ubuntu hospitality. So we want you to come to the summit to experience something that you never ever experienced in your life. This is the purpose of the summit, and obviously connect you to the roots, which is another one. But just as we are talking about the summit now,
Hmm.
I want to go back to your initial question, which is how the summit came about.
Hmm. Yes.
Brothers and sisters, when the enslavement started, the European left Europe, went to Africa, pick up our ancestors, and took them to the Caribbean, sold them or put them there to work until death, and collect all the money and came to develop Europe. This is the triangle, transatlantic triangle enslavement. What we are doing now, we are doing the reverse of the triangle. So
Reverse.
we are saying, listen, more than 90% of us are here, not because we decided to. It's time for us to go back. So we are leaving Europe, we are going to the Caribbean, and then we go to Africa. This is our triangle or our reverse of a triangle. So this year or 2024 is going to be Jamaica. 2025 is going to be Sao Tome. Why Sao Tome? Because Sao Tome was the very first enslavement hub created by the Portuguese. Because as you know, the Portuguese are the one who started the enslavement of our people and transatlantic enslavement.
That's right.
Okay?
Yeah.
2026, we will go to Brazil.
Mm.
Why? Because Brazil had 60% of the enslaved people who left the continent. All of them were left in Brazil.
Yes.
See, more than 60%. And then 2028, we come back to the continent.
Hmm.
In this case, we're going to go to Ghana, okay, the second hub. 2029, we will go to Haiti, the
Hmm.
very first country ever become independent.
Hmm.
20, 2030, we come back to Nigeria because a lot of Jamaicans and the people in the Caribbean came from Igbo, Yoruba,
Yes.
Mende, etc., etc.
Yes.
Right? 2031,
Hmm.
we go back, but in this case, we go to Barbados. 2032. So we keep doing that journey
Yes.
until we, the children of the continent or the grandchildren or great grand, understand that we need to do our journey back, irrespective of where we are physical. So I wanted, just to,
Yes.
to have this conversation, obviously, with the brothers and sisters. But again, if you brothers and sisters have questions or so, we are here.
I'm going to come to that. Can I just ask you on this on the schedule here? You use an interesting term, Ubuntu apology. You put, oh,
Ubuntu Polish.
yeah. Tell us
Ubuntu
about
Polish.
that.
Well, Ubuntopoli is a game
Aha.
um,
That's okay. Right.
which got various components.
Aha.
Ubuntu come from Ubuntu,
Yes.
so is the philosophy, is the economics, which is communal. Communalism is the mind, body, and spirit, which is oneness.
Mhm.
Is all of those things inside the game.
I understand. Right.
But this game also is educational game, not just from the perspective that I mentioned, philosophy, spirituality, not just from that, but it is a game also which helps you or your children and so how to create wealth and well-being.
Hmm.
Okay, so we've got our game done. I mean, the game has been done now for more than a year, but we will launch it there because we want you to be the first to
Hmm.
know about Ubuntu with the rules and regs and all of this singing and dancing. But again, we are talking about let's rise up. It is not about business or it's just making money. No, it's a lot more than that. I hope I gave a flavor. I can't tell you more, brother, because if I tell you everything about Ubuntu, then it's not fun. People will not go to the
But
summit.
there's an experience, I assure you.
Yeah.
So I talk about the long-term objective. You've started to elaborate on the long-term objective. So here I've taken it from your information. So the objectives are, and please tell us about each of these objectives.
Yeah. Abundance. I'm gonna be quick because obviously we see abundance. Most of us don't know or don't relate
Mhm.
of this the spirit of abundance and the living of abundance in our culture.
Mhm.
The Western culture is a culture of scarcity. For
Yes.
example, if I have one bread, I'm thinking, oh, I may not have a bread in 2 years' time. So therefore, if a brother comes and asks me for bread, I would not share it with him.
Hmm.
So we need to go back to Ubuntu because believe you me, anywhere in Africa, if I have a bread, a brother comes and asks me, I would share the bread with him. It's a
Yes.
culture of abundance, and
Yes.
we are really abundant in everything. So this is objective that we wanted to help brothers and sisters go back and forget that scarcity.
Hmm.
And this is the reason why, for example, here, um, if you've got a product, most of the time, if they call this a exclusive product, they put the price up.
Yes.
Sometimes they even contract the production, so therefore they can make more money per unit. It's deliberate. Why? Because it's a culture of scarcity.
Mhm.
In Africa, in our culture, this is not how it happens. So it's abundance. The other is healing. Whether we like it or not, we've been bruised for years, for centuries,
Yes.
with the misinformation about ourselves. For example, we run to have somebody else's hair, we run to have somebody else's skin, we run to do all of those things. We wanted to live somebody else's life when our life is a lot better. Our skin is a lot better.
Mhm.
Our hair is a lot better. So we needed to heal. Healing because is coming back to reconcile with ourselves. This is what healing is about.
Mhm.
Okay, we need to reconcile with who I am
Mhm.
and what and what I should be.
Mhm.
The other long-term objective is awakening,
Yes.
because brothers and sisters, we are too consumed with what we have learned over the 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And sometimes we are so consumed that we cannot see the wood for the tree. I mean, we can't see anything else. We are so confined to what we have learned and the experience that we have. So we needed to awake. And Umoja is determined to start with a spiritual awakening and then another type of awakening that is there. We need to do that. The other is honor. Why on earth we allow ourselves to be treated with with contempt, with the disregard, with the why?
Hmm.
We are honorable. We're kings and queens.
Yes.
You know, so why should we not be have honor of who we are
Yes.
and what we represent? Because we really represent humanity. But guess what? Everybody decide to treat us anyhow, and we just take it. Okay. And the other is wealth. We have our mandate that by 2030 we will be creating 100,000 millionaires. And when we talk about
Oh,
millionaires,
please say that again. Say that
yeah,
again. Say that again.
by 2030 we've got a mandate to create 100,000 millionaires. But
Wow.
when we talk millionaires, we talk about asset-based millionaires. We don't talk about the footballer who makes I don't know how much a week. We don't talk about the lottery winner. We're talking about people who build wealth for them to live. Remember generation wealth.
Yes.
So we are talking about asset-based millionaire, and we are to a certain extent recognized as being one group of people who are very good at it, and we know how to build it.
Mhm.
We've got proof there. So by 2030, by 2040, we want 1 million of them. By 2050, we want 10 million of them.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the roadmap, and we've got the roadmap there for you, brothers and sisters.
Mhm.
Come and join us. Let's have a conversation. Challenge us.
Yes.
If and obviously security. I cannot reconcile that my son walking on the street is less is more unsafe than some other boys.
Indeed.
Why not?
Mm.
And why he's unsafe in the US and in here? But guess what? This is not what is said. It's said that this country is safe and secure. But the truth of the matter is that I can guarantee you that the city of Lagos is far more secure than certain areas of the US and certain areas of even the UK.
Yes. Indeed.
But this
Yes.
is not what we hear. We
Yes.
hear that thing. So once one very little story. I remember when I was working for corporate, I was traveling, charting, from. I was in charge of the continent, of the continent of the business in the continent. And one day I was traveling there, and a colleague of mine came to me. Are you there? Are you sure? Are you safe? I said, what do you mean? But I was going to Zambia at the time, and there was some issues with the Algeria. And then I turned to the colleague and said, listen, from Algeria to Zambia
Yes.
is far longer, is bigger than you going from the corner of Europe, right, to the south corner of Europe.
Yes.
But guess what? In her mind, going from England to France is far longer distance than going from Algeria to Zambia. So this is the thing that is, and this is propagated. This is
Propaganda.
administered to us
I
from birth.
completely understand. I completely understand that the propaganda that we've absorbed, assimilated for most of our lives, and it is difficult to shake off, which is why this show, this podcast exists. So here we go. On the screen now, then you've in fact illuminated most of what's on the screen. It will be a rich occasion, and I say to people, you really should attend. Okay. Now I'm quoting, and hopefully that I have the right details here, Jose, that how to contact yourselves to make the initial approach. What I haven't quoted here is the website address. You might wish to quote the website address if you can for the audience.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for that. Obviously, can contact me or brothers and sisters that we work together. Some of them are on the call now, which I would shout out: Sister Teresa, Sister Jackie, Sister Marie. Those are the ones that I can recognize on the call. Now, the website is https column / summit, which is SUMMIT dot use wealth, which is U for unique, G for golf, E for England, wealth, WEALTH .com. So it's summit dot com. And again, if brother or sister have missed the website, don't worry. Either call us or send us an email, and we will gladly share the website with you and some other information that you might want. You may want to know information about accommodation or how to attend the flight. You may want to know about your visa requirements or whatever. So please, reach out to us, because uh, that would help us.
Perfect.
Um,
Perfect.
yeah, help us to have a conversation, because I think we need to have a conversation. And one last plea to all of us is that we were educated with the individualistic pyramidal mentality. Okay, it's about me, myself, and I. I am the king of the jungle. Nobody's better than me.
Hmm.
In our culture, is a flat. Oh, the thing. I can only be the king of the jungle if everybody here is the king of the jungle. So please, brothers and sisters, let's work together. And we keep asking for each and every one of us. Let's work together, because this is the only way we can succeed.
No, thank you. I put in the chat So for those of you who are listening to us via the audio platforms under galaxyafui.net or Mixcloud, just to say, I put in the chat on both YouTube, Facebook, and of course now Instagram, where we're now transmitting live, the website address details and the email address for the event. Now, it is going to be important for you to make contact with Jose and the team at the earliest possible opportunity. If you want more information, of course, it's there on the website. But to speak to someone live, I will now put the telephone numbers, which are on the screen. But this for the benefit of those of you who are not able to see the screen. I'll put it in the chat, and I will distribute it in our general transmission. Okay, so those of you who've been moved by this occasion, these are honest Africans working for the collective interest of all Africans worldwide. Now, I use the term deliberately African as opposed to referring to us by our pigmentations. But ultimately, we are Africans. And you could be born in the Caribbean, Jamaica or Trinidad, Grenada or Barbados. We remain Africans. You could be born in the Americas, could be born in Brazil. You're still African. You could be born in the United States of America. You are still African. Because your DNA would tell you so. Canada, Britain, Germany, France, Portugal, you still remain African. We don't simply need to describe ourselves by our pigmentations. We are Africans. It's important because part of that reparations, because reparations begins with self. Now, I'm conscious of time. I've not opened up the phone line, but I'm conscious of many messages, and you most certainly have moved some people. I might just take maybe one or two calls, Jose, with your permission, if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely, brother. If it says I'm here.
Two calls, but the information is contained on the website. We've given out the website address. You have the email address, and on screen you have the telephone numbers as well. I wish to encourage you to make contact. And I'm, as you know, I'm not one to make idle commentary on these matters. I'm very clear that I would only promote that which is validated and sound. So if you wish to call on the last few minutes, the number to call, and if you're in the UK, it's 0203 289 6504. I repeat, if you're in the UK, it's 0203 289 6504. If you're outside the UK, and this is a Skype number, if you're on Skype, it's free, you take off the first zero, and it's +44. So welcome your calls, welcome your immediate feedback. I can tell by the number of messages I've received on my other communication device that we most certainly have moved people. And what I just want to say to people, that this is a journey, as Jose has already said, this is a journey. This is a journey of self-discovery. This is a journey that will buck the propaganda that we've been fed for our lifetime, which is usually negative when it comes to our places of origins. Okay, so it's important for us to take these steps for our children's sake, for our children's sake. Okay, this is the beginning of that journey because it doesn't stop here. The very idea you can attend a summit of this nature, have your DNA taken, and immediately be on the path to be adopted by the peoples your DNA suggests you hail from. Oh my gosh, that will be truly an emotional experience. And not to have to go through the usual bureaucratic rigmarole that many people have to go through to have direct opportunity for citizenship. That's powerful, outstanding, absolutely powerful. So if you wish to call, I know that it is emotionally engaging. I get it. Don't you worry. And the number to call is 0203 289 6504. Now then, Do I have anyone online? I've got someone online. Have I? Just see if I can get this person up online. Oh, you're gonna have to call back that person. Please call back. I think I may have missed your entry there. Don't worry, we'll call back. So Jose, just we're coming into our closing minutes. Okay, um, I'm thinking about the children, those between the age of say 21 to 40, let's say, that group who are absolutely economically viable. They've either going through the process of getting degrees or professional qualifications. Okay, tell us, how useful are their degrees of professional qualification in those countries across the continent, and their ability to employ such people? Just give us some idea of the opportunities.
Well, thanks a lot for the question, brother. It gives us the opportunity to share something.
Mhm.
First, majority of the courses and degrees that we are doing, our
Yes.
children are doing, are to give us employment.
Mhm.
Okay. But what we don't realize is that the employment is another way of containing us,
Yeah.
because you devote all your life, or at least your active life, working for somebody, producing wealth for somebody,
Hmm.
and by time you realize, oh, I'm 55, I'm 60, you do not have the same energy to go and do anymore. So, for example, as you know now, the Europe is really sucking. They are literally removing
Hmm.
all the workforce from the continent,
Yes.
coming here.
Yes.
Healthcare, engineering, education, and so on and so forth. So, what my suggestion to everybody I know is, if you are going to the continent with a degree, fine. Go with a perspective that if you're going to work, build a small little money of yours and invest in yourself. Create wealth. Working for somebody will never create wealth.
Hmm.
Never. It will give you the impression that you are living well because you are wearing 2,000 pounds suit and 500-pound shoes, but it will never create wealth, let alone for long term.
Hmm.
And in the continent right now, things, for example, like farming, are making millionaires every single day.
Yes.
Farming. So, do you have any training in agriculture?
Hmm.
Or if you don't, take one. And I'm serious about that. Okay. Um, for example, mining. Do you know anything about mining?
Hmm.
Do you know how to put the mining thing together? If you don't know, go and learn. Those are the type of things that we needed to know to go to the continent to create wealth.
Hmm.
To find another thing we needed to know is that companies providing employment in the continent are Western companies.
Yes. That's true.
Unfortunately, more than 90% of the assets of the continent is not in the hands of Africans. We as Africans in our own land, we don't produce job. We don't have companies.
Hmm.
So if you're going to go there and work for Monsanto, you are creating wealth for the West. If you're going for Sidco, the same situation. If you're going to the beers, the same situation. So just in case if you're going to do it because you are 20 or 25 or whatever, fine. But do it with a plan whereby, okay, I'm going to do this for 5 years or whatever it is, and then during that 5 years I'm working on something to create wealth and create well-being for myself and my family and for my community. So this is what I would suggest. Now, doing business courses and doing music management and this kind of thing, those courses may pose more challenges than a thing of success. So I would do, for example, engineering is another thing which could help if somebody wants to do. So this is our view in that regard. There's nothing wrong of you going and working and gaining experience, but there is everything wrong if you make it your way of life to past 50,
I,
which is unfortunately the same thing that most of us
yes.
Unfortunately, we went through the same experience, but it's not something sustainable.
Thank you. Thank you. That's really useful insights. I can see that there's something, I can tell by the reactions here that they are listening and learning. Definitely, I believe your website is being visited right now as I speak to you. Okay. I imagine you're now receiving email contacts. And the number, I'll give out these numbers online right now, particularly for those of you who are on the audio only platforms. The number to contact Jose and the team, it's if you're in the UK, it's 07961 071 322 or 07487 928 032. Okay. If you're on audio only, I'll read out one more time. If you're only audio only, use your phone, put the number directly into your phone, makes life easier. In the UK, it's 07961 071 322, or in the UK, it's 07587 928 032. Okay, so there you are. So I wish to commend Ubuntu Awakening Summit to you all. It will truly be a moving experience, one that will be life affirming. Life affirming. Jose, your closing words to the audience and those who will watch the recordings of this podcast in the coming days and weeks and months. What would you like to say to them?
First, to thank you for the opportunity, obviously. Second, is to think a bit about how do you feel where you live or where we live. If you feel that you are treated with respect, with consideration, if you are valued into, if you are comfortable,
Mhm.
truly comfortable where you are. Um, if you are not, or if you've got some challenges, like some people like me, for example, start finding out where you belong, because once you know where you belong, then you can reconcile yourself
Yes.
with your own being. And if you've got children, that would cascade down to them, because unfortunately the consequences of what we are
Just
suffering.
interrupting you. I've got a caller on the line. I'll just take
Go
this
ahead.
one caller because, of course, they always wait to the last few minutes of the. Anyway, caller on the line. Can you just give your name, please, first of all? Good morning. With number ending 9301. Good morning. Can you hear us? We do it again. Let's see if we can solve this one. Yeah. Caller with 9301 number ending. Can you hear us? We can't hear you if you're speaking at the moment.
Yes,
Ah,
greetings, brother.
there you are. You're there. You're through. Good morning to you.
Good day, Dimotiviatan. Good
Ah.
day, Jose. It's Abu Kido.
Uh,
I'm really blown forward by this and the summit. I have a kind of a question,
okay.
which is about the kind of thing about you spoke about the younger generation, and those who are fired up and energized around their career path. There's the other side of it. There's these elders like myself who are looking at how do we spiritually connect with our material realities going forward. And I like the projected vision around looking at each of the places that we find ourselves in the diaspora. But how might we connect? Those of us who may not be able to do the 5th to the 10th of February, but connecting in other ways.
Okay. Brilliant question. Jose,
Yeah.
good one.
Well, brother Abu, thank you so much for the question. We will find a way of streaming the event, so that would give a glimpse. But again, don't forget that this is the start of the journey, so we're not going to stop there. We're going to continue to do it time and again, and maybe, brother, sooner than what you think, we may be at your doorstep. So then you would have no reason to not come. So So right now, no, but to say yes, we will make sure that we will stream it, for the people who, to access. But again, it's much more about the experience, rather than doing it, the thing. And with regards to, the one of us who are a bit elder and we wanted to go, believe you me, my brother, you discover a place in the bush. As I call it bush fondly. I not call it the bush because a place in the bush. I can guarantee you, your quality of life is a lot better than what we've got here.
Yes.
So, the place is there, and it's huge, and you can, of course, everybody's gonna is gonna the people who are not interested, oh, the healthcare or whatever. And I'm asking myself, do we have a good healthcare here? I'm just asking.
Yes, it's true.
Because
No,
people say, oh no, I cannot go because there's no good hospital. Really, do we have good one here? Maybe we do,
Mm,
maybe we don't.
indeed.
Because the fact of the matter is not the fact that the hospital is there or is not there. Me as an individual, if I've got ailment, I go there. Am I treated?
Hmm.
Because, for example, if we look into our sisters, our mothers, our aunties, they die at birth, giving birth at the rate of 4 to 1. So
yeah,
this is something that I can never have heard in the continent. 4 to 1.
Yes.
Four. So
Yes.
so I think we needed to really do. But brother, honestly, yeah, we will make it the easiest and more comfortable manner for everybody to ride on the journey. But we keep going places to places until all of us take part. I hope I answer your question, brother. I'm too excited
yeah,
to
very
to.
well, very well. Thank you. The whole thing around restructuring and reorganizing our thinking and
Yeah.
reconnecting. One other question, which is a challenging one.
Yes.
I had my DNA done, and I'm not necessarily a fan of these DNA things because I think we're much more connected culturally. But I think for some people it is a useful indicator. And I had my DNA done at the start of the development of this database. I got it done for free. And what I found is that I'm totally a diasporan or a totally Pan African. My DNA stretches from North Africa right the way around East Africa to Southern Africa to West Africa. So my DNA is truly Pan African. So in terms of my kind of location, where might I be located? And it's a facetious question, really, but just
No,
to stimulate the thought.
no, yeah. Thanks a lot for the question again. Remember, is about the tribe.
Hmm.
It is about the tribe. We know that there are two companies, the two quote unquote, there are three actually, but two who are the world leaders. One is called, one of them gives you just if you're just African, if you're not African, whatever. The other one gives you the tribe that you belong to. The one which it gives you the tribe to belong to is the one that for us is more significant. Why? Because with that certificate of belonging to that tribe, you can acquire citizenship. Again, brother, you are absolutely correct. But look, once you acquire your citizenship, if you wanted to, go to your naming ceremony, you are in there.
Can I
You
just
are there.
hold just for a moment there? Hold on just a moment.
Yeah.
For those of you who are listening to us via galaxyafui.net, I will disconnect from the Galaxy Network now. The next presenter, I believe, is Empress Shanice, and I thank you for your listening ears. The details of this show, of course, is available via YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. There's a record of the contact details for the Ubuntu Awakening Summit. You've got both the website address, email address, and telephone numbers. Okay. Thank you for your listening ears, and to the next strong. I remain the motivator. So sorry, Jose. Continue. Continue.
Yeah. No, so so what I was saying, thanks a lot for that, brother, is that in our culture, in where we come from, is extremely important for for the tribe. So once you've got the tribe identified, it can be 5 tribes or 10 tribes or whatever it is. You choose one, okay, and that one is the one which is going to take you to the whole routing, ceremony, cultural, etc., including the naming and all the rest of it. It has to be done, because I know of people who did the other one. For example, they say 100% African, 2% European. This does not help us as people. This is just it doesn't help us as people, because if you look into Bantu tribe, for example, Bantu, they are stretched from, if you like, from West Africa all the way to East and to Southern Africa, right? This is us. Okay, of course, inside Bantu, you've got Umbundu, Kimbundu, Kikoko, Mendi, Yoruba, Igbo. You've got all of those people there, all spin off Swahili, Maasai, and all of them spin off of Bantu, which are one people. So I want to encourage all of us to as you said, brother, let's connect. Let's go back to the origin, because we've been lied to too often for too long.
Very long time. My brother, I'm going to have to leave you now, and I'm grateful and
Thank you.
appreciate your call. Yep.
Thank
Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Dimotivita, and thank you, Jose. Have a
you. Thank you.
expand. Keep expanding.
Oh,
Yeah, thank
well,
you.
well, is that fantastic? Isn't that fantastic? Thank you so much. Thank you for that call. Now then, so Jose, I asked for your closing words, but I think you've given it. I just want you just to repeat um, the key benefits, just one or two of the key benefits
Yeah.
that those who attend the summit will gain. Just maybe one or two of
Yeah.
the key benefits. Yeah.
Yeah. For us, the key benefit
Mhm.
is the spiritual awakening,
Indeed.
because it's the start of a journey. We
Yes.
do not want to run without direction, because what happened many times in our lives, in the way those people program us, is that we see a brother running. Where are you going? No, I'm running.
Hmm.
But brother, hold on. Where are you going? No, no, I'm running. But brother, hold on. Where are you going? I'm running. So what happened is that he runs for months and years. But where did he go? Well, I was running. Yes, you were running. Yes, you made a lot of effort, but you reached nowhere. With us, we've got a plan. We've got, if you like, a roadmap. So we wanted to start, and we are starting with the spiritual awakening. It's number one key benefit. For people who are awakened already, fine, just join us. Though you don't need to be. The second one, which we strongly believe is extremely important for all of us, is heritage connection.
Yes.
Where, or heritage discovery. Where are you from?
Yes.
Where is your DNA pointing out?
Yes.
Do you eat with the right hand or left hand? Are
Uh-huh.
you tall? Are you short? You wear this and you wear that. This is extremely important. The third one is ancestral lineage connection.
Hmm.
You know, you are aware, or you became conscious of who you are. You wanted to know where you come from, okay, and you wanted to connect to where you come from.
Hmm.
From that, you can get citizenship, you can get the residence, you can do the investment, you can take care of health and security. But for us, we strongly believe that those first three are the entry point for us to start the journey. And then you can do whatever. Maybe you start the journey, you don't like it.
Yeah. That's always possible. Always.
It's always possible. Yeah.
It's highly improbable, but I appreciate your
Yeah.
desire to maintain a balance here.
Yeah.
Truly powerful. I commend the Ubuntu Awakening Summit. I commend you. Umoja, Generational Wealth. I commend this organization to you. The evidence of their work is self-evidence upon scrutiny. Okay, and I know those. I'm in my circles. I'm amongst people who would like to scrutinize. Say, I can show you they scrutinize. Okay, no, it's fine. It is good. It is good.
Yeah,
First
that's okay.
scrutiny, you affirm or not, but affirm the truthfulness of what we've heard today and why it's an important step forward. It is, he says, a part of our evolution as a people. It is part of our evolution. Jose Santiago, thank you for your presentation today. I look forward to a third episode before February, but I believe we will need to now take you to the final step. That is to ensure that not only have you got you have a full house, but that house is overflowing with enthusiasm. Okay,
Okay.
to make sure that happens. Because we only live once, I'm told. Maybe. Uh-huh.
I don't think so. In our tradition, no.
We've
In our tradition, no.
stipulated.
Yeah.
Whilst
But
we're here, we must do our very best, yeah, to promote the evolution of our peoples, so that the propaganda that we've been exposed to is overcome. And what we see in each successive generation is growth, genuine growth, personal, community, spiritual growth, economic growth. And we create African lion economies. The Asian tiger economies, we create African lion economies.
yeah.
And long may it be so. Joseph Changiago, thank you so much for your presentation this morning.
Yeah, thanks a lot, brother. May the ancestors continue to protect you and give you strength to continue to do what you're doing. So we cannot be thankful enough for that. I want to thank my sisters, Jackie, Teresa, Marie, and I want to thank the audience as well. Obviously, I want to thank all of you, because only together
Yes.
we can make it. Have a good one, brother.
Thank you. Thank you. Good day. Good day.
And you too, brother. Thank you.
The ancestors keep you well always. Thank you.
Indeed.
Wow.
Thank
Wow. Isn't that something? Isn't that something, huh, people? Isn't that something? What we've learned, what we've discovered today is a path forward. Let no one be depressed. Let no one be down. Let no one feel in any way deficient. Because we can uplift ourselves. We have the power and the will to do so. Long may it continue. That's why these podcasts, these shows are critical. And if you were on YouTube or Facebook, please, particularly if you're on YouTube, we want to get you to subscribe. We appreciate the thumbs up. There you are, see it on screen. But we equally appreciate if you subscribe for free. There's no charge. What happens, you're notified of the forthcoming shows. And of course, it tells the YouTube algorithm that this is a popular show. We want the machine, the YouTube algorithm, to see this as being a popular show. So remember, we want you to subscribe. Don't forget to. There you are. That's how you do it. Press the subscribe button. Share the links of this show with your family and friends, your network and associate. Spread the word far and wide. We're here making the difference. We're here making the difference. And long may you make a difference yourself. Until the next strong, I remain the motivator. Okay? Until the next strong. But before I go, forgive me, I've just remembered, I'm sorry about this. I want to give a big shout out to that wonderful organization I didn't mention yet this week. And of course, let me put it quickly back on screen. And that wonderful organization you all remember is, of course, the National Association of Black Supplementary Schools, or NABS. They are, of course, adults and young adults who care about the next generation and give up some of their time either to teach either the academic culture history about ourselves, our peoples, as it were. Okay, so I wish to commend the National Association of Black Supplementary Schools, or the website address is www.nabss.org.uk, or contact the inspired Brother Near on 07958 348 558. I need to get him back in the studio. But to call Brother Near, if you have a son or daughter, a nephew or niece, a person who would benefit from attending a supplementary school, a Saturday school, or after-school facility organised and paid for by our community, this organisation will put you in touch with a local organisation to yourself. Contact the Inspired Brother Near. Okay. That's what I recommend to you all. Collective working is the only way forward. Collective working is the only way forward. So I got that one in now. Now I'm going to go back to the credits. The credit is to promote that summit that will make the difference to all of our lives. They put it on the screen. Ubuntu Awakening Summit. It's an expression of who we are as a people, our collective will to repair, so we can prepare ourselves for growth, for confidence, for success. Remember, success is ours for the taking. Until the next song, I remain the motivator. Praise be. Thank you.